Hello, it's Johnny from Johnny's Book Reviews, a site to help inspire you guys to go read, so go read. Today I'm reviewing 1% Better by Chris Nikic and Nik Nikic. Does it pass my system or not? You'll find out by the end of this review. So for my book reviews, it has to pass three things. And I honestly am very tough with the two things, straight off the bat. So number one, it has to catch my attention the first couple pages. If it does not, then I'll actually put the book down and never touch it again. You actually have to be very picky with the books you read, and I am very picky. Now, if it doesn't catch my attention, I'll put it away and never touch it again. Now, if it does, that leads to the second thing, where it has to carry my attention throughout the entire book. Not 50 pages, not 100 pages, like Almost Gone. I stopped at 124. I did finish it, but it did take me almost 2-3 months to finish it. No, that doesn't pass my system. It has to carry my attention throughout the entire book. Now, if it does 1 and 2, it leads to number 3. 3 is it has to have a majority of positive things. So, for example, the author has to do what they're actually teaching. The author has to write well. The author actually has to have a good written dialogue. The story has to be powerful, the characters have to be good, etc. It doesn't have to have all those things, but it has to have a majority of positive things. If it passes 1, 2, and 3, then it passes my system and I'll consider it a good book. First things first is, did it catch my attention the first couple of pages? And what actually caught my attention was the title of the book, basically 1% Better, but also on the kind of subnotes beneath Chris's name, it says the first person with Down syndrome to complete an Ironman. I was like, wait, I saw a video about him, about his journey on completing an Ironman that he did in Florida. Okay, what is this really book about? So I read the first couple pages, it was really good. And that leads to the second thing. Did it carry my attention? To be honest with you, it did. It carried my attention throughout the entire book. The third thing, did it have a majority of positive things? Yes. The only things that I would say were negative was there's a lot of repetition in the book over the 1% Better method and the habits that you do each and every day. The habit forming book, but what he is kind of talking about here is this concept of forming a habit one step at a time. Very small steps. So for example, for reading, for me to establish a good habit or a reading habit, 2020 leading into 2021, I didn't really read that much, to be honest with you. Now I'm reading a lot more. But for me to get into the habit of actually reading consistently and to be able to read upwards to 100 each day, I had to start very small. And this is what it gets into the book is, okay, you have to read one page, right? Just one page for a couple weeks to a couple months, right? I did or read one page for several months, and if I did any more, that was like kind of good, but you don't have to. You just have to stick to one page for a couple months, and that's what I did. And then I progressed to 2, I progressed to 3, I progressed to 5, to 10, to 15, to 20, to 30. Now, of course, like I'm progressing to almost 100 each day. Sometimes I'd be able to complete an entire book, 200, 300 page book in a day. It just kind of depends on the day, but usually on my off days, I'm able to average a lot more. But it started small, and that's really what they're talking about. It's like you have to start small, establish that routine and that habit, because of course it's not going to be normal. So you establish that routine, and then once that's established, going up is going to be a lot easier, and that's what they harp on a lot more in this book. But it's a lot of repetition, and I didn't really like that. The second thing I didn't like was that, not in Chris's perspective, but also, like, it didn't talk about the journey through the Ironman. Right? Talk about, Chris's perspective on that, or even details on, like, how he did it and whatnot. It was just, like, a very brief synopsis of it, and I thought I was going to get more, and I saw a lot of reviews on that, and I have to agree, like, I thought there was going to be a lot more details on that, instead of, like, a self-help, habits book. you know, just to make money off it or something like that. I thought there was going to be a lot more details on Chris's journey on doing an Ironman, and there really wasn't. It was mostly the message was based behind the 1% better habit forming system. And so with that, I mean, it does pass my system, but I only give it a 3 out of 5. Not a 4 out of 5 or a 5 out of 5 because of those two things. And that system is kind of based on Goodreads. So I'll provide my Goodreads page. Check that out in the link below. But that's where I kind of update mostly available books that I read on there. So check that out. But also on my Instagram, I provide posts on majority of the books that I read currently, and books that are really interested in me, or books that are like kind of selling off the charts, like for example Ends With Us. That's why I read that one. If you guys haven't seen that review, I'll provide the link down below with that. But that is it for this review. Thank you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Like the video if you liked it. Comment down below if you read the book, if you have any questions about it, and what you didn't like about the book, etc. Also, subscribe to this channel as I'll be doing more videos over the next couple weeks. Thank you guys.